Hey guys, Dislitter Magic here, and I learned during my live stream that this is not exactly news to a whole lot of people, which is why I can almost guarantee I'm just going to spoil it in the title. That's right, we're going back to Space Japan. Now we don't know when for sure, but based on timing and what I know about how far out they design sets, it's extremely likely that they mean after Ravnica. So put on your kimono, sharpen your samurai sword, and get ready to take another dump on Japanese culture with a whole bunch of ridiculously false stereotypes about, well, everything. That's right, we're going back to Kamigawa. So since Kamigawa was one of the worst sets ever released, like price-wise, reception-wise, review-wise, sealed-wise, constructed, everything. It was terrible. It was absolutely horrific. I think the reason to go back has been, one, I mean, Mark Rosewater apparently doesn't know the difference between people memeing on it to death, like, let's go back to Kamigawa. Get it? I'm saying this ironically because it was the worst set ever. Just kidding. Darksteel was the worst set ever. And, people actually wanting to go back to Kamigawa. So there's all this like fake pseudo support for going back to it, and I think a lot of staff members actually at Wizards are taking it seriously. And the second component would be, hey, nerds play our game. Nerds like anime, right? Anime is Japanese. And you know what else? Dragons are cool. Well, so they have this weird Chinese obsession lately, and I think they do dragons too. Wait a minute, medieval England did dragons. What culture didn't do dragons? By the way, hi, I'm Desolator Magic from Wisconsin, and we say dragon. I don't know how the hell you want me to pronounce it because that's how you say the word. You know what? Let's head over to dictionary.com.
Dragon.
Bitch, that's what I said. By the way, what the hell happened to the quality of the pronunciations? First of all, it used to be a female, and secondly, it used to not sound like it's on a cell phone speakerphone. Look, seriously, what happened? So feel free to keep pronouncing it, I don't know, Dragon or whatever the hell you guys say. I'm going to keep saying it like a normal ass person. So anyway, yay, nerds, anime, and dragons, woo! But, okay, I didn't play back then. I've just heard and read very extensive like reports and articles and stuff about why people hated Kamigawa and why it was bad. The answer seems to be the mechanics didn't work. One of the mechanics, or the main one, was legendary is the mechanic, and they basically did nothing with it, and it had no synergy, and it just didn't work. And secondly, the set had no synergy, whether it was sealed or draft. Nothing. You couldn't get anything going. It was just a complete like M19 vanilla-thon. I mean, it was just a vanilla competition. Who could out-vanilla the other person? Because apparently two cards were certainly never going to meet up and do anything. So it just became a vanilla no-synergy bomb-a-thon, where whoever pulls the most bombs wins. Now, once again, that is merely what I have heard. That is what other people have told me. Don't know the truthfulness. Like I said, didn't play back then. Well, Legendaries mechanic worked in Dominaria. Brawl is big, so they wanted an excuse to print more Legendaries. Not to say that we couldn't go back to Kamigawa and just not have a whole bunch of Legendaries. I mean, that's certainly doable. It's a plane, not a set of mechanics. And that's why people are tripping over Ravnica, saying, oh, we're returning to Ravnica again, it's the same thing over again. No, it's probably going to be 100% new mechanics, so we're only returning to the plane in, like, story and lore. Really, I guess color combinations other than that, it might as well be a completely different plane. So they could go back to Kamigawa and do whatever the hell they wanted. So I was one of the people saying, yeah, give it a shot. Go back to Kamigawa. Why not? I mean, you got enough people where it's like, yeah, call back. And other people who are like, I didn't play back then, but Japan, cool. Kind of made sense. I mean, it just should be better received than a brand new plane, just in general. And if they're like, wow, we really have to be careful to not mess this up, good. That should be their attitude for every single set. So I guess I'll end with, how did this information come about? Well, it's Gavin again. I really hope he's authorized to keep doing stupid shit like this. I mean, he's high enough in the company that he could be, but he's also not high enough that he might not be. I mean, any reason to fire him, I'd be all for it. I really don't like the guy. But apparently at, I believe it was San Diego Comic-Con, he just said it. Well, specifically, his exact phrase that he said was, stay tuned if you like Kamigawa. And it was just like off the cuff, wasn't planned. It wasn't, hey, big reveal, ooh, clap, clap, clap. It was like he just said it in passing, sort of. They were talking about Kamigawa and how he likes to use cards from it or something like that. And then he just, like, out of nowhere, stay tuned if you like Kamigawa. And I think somebody asked a follow-up question or something like that, and he confirmed it later. I don't know. There's all kinds of rumors, and nobody knows what's really true or not. I mean, I have his quote on video, so guess what? We're going back to Kamigawa. It's just nobody knows when. For him to even think it's okay to say it, it would almost have to be the one right after Ravnica. And I'm not too sure on the timing, but I think within, for sure, 6 months, if not like 3 months, we should have been hearing about what plane we're going to next after Ravnica. So it's close enough that if you wanted to be like, ooh, San Diego Comic-Con, screw it, I'll just mention it. Yeah, it's a couple weeks, couple months early, whatever, which, I mean, really is Wizards' attitude towards, you know, intellectual property protection and leaks and anti-leaks and, yeah. They clearly at this point have just stopped caring. I mean, remember, they, I guess, sent somebody the entire Dragons deck from Commander 2017, and they just, whoops, took cell phone pictures of it, I guess. Nobody really knows what happened. Maybe it was somebody at the printing facility. Probably not. But to just spout it off randomly, that's so Wizards right now. What he said right afterwards made everybody kind of think, whoops, he wasn't supposed to say that, and the guy next to him, I honestly don't know who it was, looked like he was going to kill him. So, was it planned? I'm going to say no. Is Gavin going to get fired? Has there ever been any accountability for anything ever at Wizards? The answer is yes, one time, head of production. I cannot think of a single other case, unless they fired somebody for not playing along with their SJW crap. That's probably about a dozen examples. So, I mean, it's pretty well confirmed that either we'll stop at another plane briefly because, you know, who cares? It's one set now, not two, not three, you know, per block. So we could stop in Theros for a set for all I care, and then go to Kamigawa. I mean, they plan so far out, we probably know where we're going after Ravnica, then after that, and after that, assuming that they're not the same plane. And remember, they did say that although they will have distinct sets with distinct mechanics, and they did kind of make one exception to that, but I won't go into it, they could do back-to-back planes or sets on the same plane. They just will not be, oh, they're not in the same block, and really they're from the same block. Remember, Ravnica is going to be 5 guilds, 5 completely different guilds, and then blow everything straight to hell. Who even cares? There's probably not even going to be guilds. That's not just, oh, we're going to a 3-part block and they're just not calling it a block. No, it's 3 distinct blocks. Distinct mechanics, distinct color mixes, distinct everything. So if we go back to Space Japan for 2 sets, okay, great. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. That just means, once again, in the story, in the lore, we're staying there for 2 sets. They're still distinctly separate, different things. The blocks will have almost nothing to do with each other. So the only question we have is when and how many. I mean, that's pretty much all we're down to. Otherwise, we have been assured by Gavin, I guess, with a kind of vague but still kind of not statement, that we are eventually returning to Kamigawa. Now, if it was 2 years out, do you really think he would say that? I would say definitely not. So, yeah, let's just assume it's coming right after Ravnica. So to commemorate this epic opportunity to return to Space Japan, leave a comment down below with your favorite instance from Kamigawa where they just took some stupid, ridiculous Japanese myth or stereotype or like borderline racist, you know, Japan meme, and then turned it into like a real thing on the card thinking that it was actually accurate. Could be about Bushido, could be about what they're wearing, could be about the way they're holding the weapon, could be about anything. Some stupidly untrue things about samurais, like, for example, the whole idea that they weren't rich douchebags. Just leave your favorite Kamigawa racist stereotype down in the comments section so that hopefully they'll read it and not do it twice. I mean, the way I heard it, because once again, I didn't play back then, is people were getting a little bit pissed if they really knew Japanese culture, which, you know, I wouldn't consider myself in that group at all. But, like, people actually from Japan, you know, they were, you know, reading all the Wizards press releases like, oh, look, we got the architecture and the style and the dress just right. We researched this so heavily for absolute accuracy. And somebody points out, yeah, samurai didn't really do that, and that weapon's wrong, and this is wrong, and that's not what Bushido really means, and blah, 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 blah. And they're like, oh, no, this is our version. It isn't meant to be really Japan. And then they go right back to, yeah, we got the kimono just right, and that's a real print. It's like, make up your damn mind. I mean, if you're going to be like, this is super accurate to Japan, and then every time somebody points out an inaccuracy, you're like, it's not really Japan, it's Space Japan. By the way, that's where the Space Japan meme started on my channel. It's like, just pick one. I mean, it's just like, come on. So yeah, what do you guys think about going back to Space Japan? Will they completely nail it this time, or will it be a disaster? I mean, they brought back core sets, and those were a disaster. So I'm not holding out much hope. But what I am looking forward to is them including, like, just, like, white people, black people, frickin' everybody in the storyline, even though that is, like, super not Japan, either 100 years ago or today. They're gonna go full-blown BBC and have, like, black people fighting in the Revolutionary War and shit. Oh, can't you just not wait for social justice to meet Japanese culture? You just mash them together and the product can't possibly be bad. Whatever, hopefully the cards aren't bad. Hopefully the actual mechanics and the set design aren't bad. Whatever, I'm already over it and I'm done talking about it and I don't care. So, yay, Hype Train is real. I'll see you guys next video.